This episode of Bertcast is brought to you by Whoop. Whoop is a longtime partner and was the driving force behind Sober October with my buddies, Tom, Joe, and Ari. To kick off 2020, we're all taking on a new weight loss challenge and going on different diets and exercising a ton to see what kind of results we can get by the end of February. I did a hot spin every day this week so far, and I ran 3 miles. I ran 86 miles last month. If you just woke up and you weren't following along, when I wore Whoop 24/7 to understand the impact of no booze, no bud, no nothing lifestyle, the tracker changed my relationship with my body. It measures things like resting heart rate variability, and sleep. This mountain of data is analyzed by their algorithms that then pluck out the most important factors to help you change your daily behavior. Look, you feel better when you sleep more. That's a no-brainer. But when you don't get enough sleep, your brain just doesn't work the right way. It tricks you into thinking you don't have enough energy for the day, and it tells you you're hungry. Less sleep leads to more eating. And I'm not saying that I'm going to stay in bed until March, but sleep is just as important a factor for me right now than hitting the gym. Whoop is the best tool out there to help you get better sleep, and it even has a sleep coach which recommends the sleep you need to feel better for the next day. If you want to be better or just keep up with me, which I doubt you can, but if you want to try to, and lose weight to kick off 2020, head over to whoop.com right now. Use the promo code BERT at checkout for 15% off your membership today. Hey guys, brand new Bertcast, and it's a good one. I have Donnell Rawlings on today. Oh, Birdie Boy World Tour. Next week, it is in Indianapolis, Indiana, Evansville, Indiana, and Louisville. And then the following week, I think we're in Medford, Massachusetts, and Foxwoods. 3 shows have been added. I think that's right. Medford, Massachusetts, which is the Chevalier. Yeah. I think we've added, there's 3 shows total, and then Foxwoods, we've added a second show at Foxwoods, and it keeps going. Listen, we've also added shows at the Beacon Theater in New York City, and DC Dark Constitution Hall, and Atlanta, and Nashville, and what's the other one I wanted to mention?
Now you're just showing off.
Anyway, those are the added shows. Today's a good podcast with Donnell Rawlings, who I've done, by the way, I've been friends with Donnell for probably 13 years.
13 years, probably, yeah.
Well, I've known Donnell for 21 years. I've known him since I started stand-up. We talk a little bit about his getting into stand-up. I forget what we talk about. We talk about Kobe Bryant. We talk about the Ari drama with Kobe a little bit. And look, it's, by the way, we also get pretty fucking high right off the bat. So I don't remember much of what we talk about. All I remember is dying laughing at fucking Donnell's impression of Ari Shaffir. I was I might have laughed harder on this podcast than I've ever laughed. I don't talk much. I really got pretty fucking high, and Donnell was completely unfazed by the weed. Maybe not the best podcast where you want to approach the Ari Kobe drama and get high as fuck and then barely listen, but regardless, it's a great podcast. You're gonna get a kick out of it. I'm here with my wife, who has a podcast called Wife of the Party.
I do.
Yeah, and do your impression of me again.
Oh, of last night?
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go sleep on the bus.
Everything I do sounds like this.
You know why I like being on the bus? I like being on the bus because when I want to wear a tracksuit, then everybody wears a tracksuit. If that's what I want, then everybody does what I want.
That's not what I said.
And then I come to this house, and it doesn't work like that.
And then this is my impression of Leanne.
Like that.
Funny story. Last night, I was with my nephew, Teddy. I had a meeting over at Netflix, and I walked over to my sister's. If you saw this on my Instagram story, you already know this went down. If you didn't, just enjoy this great story. So he sat on a bouncy ball, and he fell off hard, and he landed hard, and I laughed pretty aggressively. And he started laughing because I was laughing. And then he was like, oh, okay. So then he fake fell off the ball and started laughing. And I started laughing at the idea that he was laughing at him falling off the ball because he knew it made me laugh. And we were laughing together. You ready for this, Halston? Then he's eating his soup and he's looking at me and he farts loud. And I laugh. I laugh really loud. And then he farts again. And I go, did you just make yourself fart? And he laughs again and he farts again. And I go, Teddy, are you farting on purpose? And now he's crying, laughing. And I go, do it again. And I put the camera up and he starts pushing and he shits his pants. He goes, did you shit your pants? He goes, poop. I poop.
He really shit his pants?
He shit his fucking pants.
That's funny.
That kid was so funny. By the way, then he farted 4 more times, shit his pants twice. It was the goddamn funniest kid. I literally was like, I shouldn't be around children at all. Not only am I a bad parent, I'm a bad adult. So that was my funny story.
When I want to wear a tracksuit, then everybody wears a tracksuit. I come here and no one wears a tracksuit.
Yeah, maybe.
It was a rough re-entry day.
It was a rough re-entry day.
It was a rough re-entry day for Bertie Boy. I'm just going to sleep on the bus. I'm just going to go in the yard and eat worms.
Oh, man. I'm at the Comedy Store tonight. I'm heading there now. I got 4 shows.
You know what I like about the bus? Because what I say is what we do. No one questions it. They just do it. It doesn't happen in this house.
Yeah, because everyone's got an opinion. I said something last night and Georgia just goes...
I would hope everyone has an opinion. If not, they'd be robots.
Georgia just defends you blindly.
No, she does not.
Blindly.
That's not true.
Blindly.
That's not true.
I'll say something. She goes, actually, Dad. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're my child.
No.
Stay out of this.
She does that because sometimes your reality may be a little skewed. Your hyperbolized leak into our household sometimes. And I think she just tries to keep everybody in the truth. And she just doesn't always wear a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Must be hard.
Must be hard.
Hi, baby Popeye.
All right. I think you're going to like this week's podcast. Bertie Boy World Tour. We've got, I'm bringing coins out on the road with me this week.
What are you going to do with them?
It's next week. I'm home this weekend.
What are you going to do with them?
Hit me up. If you want a coin, I'll throw a few in my pocket. And if I got one in my pocket, I'll give you a challenge coin. I like rewarding people that listen to the podcast.
That's cool.
And it's not rewarding, but I like people rewarding people that sit through my ad reads and the intro part. I like this intro part.
The intro part is actually the best part of the entire podcast. So
that's what a lot of people say. New Two Bears One Cave coming out next week. I think a new Bill Bert is coming out next week or the week after. Guys, thank you so much for all your support. I will see you on tour on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, Donnell Rawlings. No, I got to do it better. Anyway, I think what is. I will say this. What is beautiful, and everyone knows that me and Tom have talked about what happened with Ari and a little bit. But what's beautiful is I think this is the first time, and I think because Donnell came at it with like a really aggressive and honest opinion. This is the first time I've laughed about what happened with him.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It was kind of
made it all lighthearted.
And obviously I know people still are very polarized by that. All I'll say is
I'm not sure people are polarized.
Polarized meaning they're on the opposite end of the spectrum of where Ari is.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean he's on one side
he's
and everybody
polarized
else.
People.
Okay. Yeah. When you say people are polarized, that makes me think there's two groups of people.
No, it's pretty much one group.
I agree. It's pretty much one group versus one person.
Yeah, but Donnell came in a little hot.
Yeah.
A little hot.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh. Did he have an agenda?
Yeah, he was not. I think he had already done a full podcast about
Kobe?
About Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was firing real hot the whole time.
Wow.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
He is awesome. He's a ball of energy.
Donnell's firing hot the whole time.
Yeah.
You guys are going to love this episode. I guarantee it. Thank you for all the continued support. I will see you on the road, Bertie Boy World Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Donnell Rawlings. Oh, before I forget, check out Donnell Rawlings' podcast. The Donnell Rawlings Show. Check out Donnell Rawlings' podcast. The Donnell Rawlings Show. Check out Donnell's podcast. The Donnell Rawlings Show. That's the name of it, right?
Yes.
It's the Donnell Rawlings Show.
What's
Donnell's
it called?
fucking awesome. He really is awesome. I've known him forever. You're going to love this episode. Without further ado, I know this is the 5th time I've introduced him. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I can't do it. Enjoy Donnell doing it. Donnell Rawlings.
He's the man, the myth, the legend, the fucking machine.
That episode's so fucking funny, dude.
My mind, what?
The
Are we
episode-
live?
Yeah.
I like this.
Not
You
live,
got a
live.
treadmill and obviously you're not using it, Bert.
Shut the fuck
No,
up.
obviously, I'm just saying, people got props in their lives, right? Is that your prop right there?
No, my
Because,
props are all over in this corner.
oh man, you got all white people stuff in here, son.
Yeah.
Mountain bikes, golf clubs,
Yep. Golf clubs. I got the Pigeon Nike
beer
SB
tab.
cup.
That is the most white thing you can do.
I got
IPAs.
look
all
at
day.
my hat collection. I'm pretty hip hop.
Nah,
I'm
that's-
part of the
that's black.
culture. I'm part of the
That's black.
culture.
And you got the black type of hats too, man.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fitteds.
Oh yeah.
Not the Hootie and the Blowfish joints. The Hootie and the Blowfish joints have white chicks chasing you all goddamn day, son.
Get the blowfish.
Word.
All right, these are both those pre-rolls. Remember those pre-rolls I had?
Yeah, I do. When we did your show,
Yeah, that's Spark. They're both sativas.
I'm a supporter of sativa.
I can't smoke a whole one. I'll just take a hit.
All right. Oh my God! You know when I smoke weed, I get too talkative, and I've been known to ruin podcasts.
What the best was I saw you the post you did with Chappelle the other day
Yeah,
where you were talking where he was trying to was he introducing the Wu-Tang
it was
Clan?
a Wu-Tang. It was so funny because I mean it's known that I had a podcast with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
That for some people say went very very wrong. The streets are yo. I'm gonna tell you, you deal with this more than me. I can't handle trolls, son.
Oh.
I'm too sensitive. Like I don't care if you're 13. I don't care if you're 14. If you pop some shit to me, I want to fucking go for your neck. So everybody thinks that I have this horrible relationship with the RZA because they say I ruined this podcast. But what people don't take in consideration is that from that podcast, RZA has given me 4 beats for my podcast.
Really?
We've built a relationship. We've built a friendship. We communicate with each other. And he specifically reached out to me to see if me and Dave could do an intro for Loud Records, did a 25-year anniversary of Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
So they was kind of jammed on who or how they were going to start. Introduce Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I don't know who is engraved in hip hop culture in regard to comedy and music more than Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. Cat Williams Cat Williams, but I don't think he's as big in comedy as Dave is.
Yeah, but the thing was,
Because Cat work with Jim Jones and
yeah,
and all
he was
those guys?
I think he was on their label. He
Yeah.
did the album too. But the thing was that RZA wanted us to do this, and RZA, as serious as everybody want to take the podcast, you ruin the fucking podcast. RZA found the humor in it so much that he said, "Why don't you guys do the intro for Radio City Music Hall?" 6,500 people. So it took me goddamn 3 days to get Dave Chappelle to do it because it was always in the middle of a drink. He was like, "I don't think it's a good time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good time." But we finally did it, and it shows the connection that I have with Wu-Tang and them now because it was well received, and it fucking blew up on my page.
Oh yeah.
And it was a good look. So for all the naysayers that want to say I ruined RZA's podcast, I might have ruined RZA's podcast.
Here, I think it's.
I don't know if I like a white dude putting a black thing in my face like that, son. I might have ruined RZA's podcast, but the relationship I built, gang all day, son.
Dude, but more importantly, you started your podcast right after then.
I did. And you know what? I'm a believer in turning making, what is the phrase?
Making lemonade into lemons.
Lemons and lemonade.
Yeah.
Because are you the police? Why you
No.
give it back to me so
No,
soon?
I gotta fucking run tonight.
And
gotta
this
get on the
affects your
treadmill.
run. I thought sativa and kind of helps
I
the
don't know. I've
situation.
never run high.
Yeah, but what did you just ask me?
But you started your podcast based off
I
of
started
that.
my podcast because I had already had intentions on starting it. But you know, sometimes in life, something has to happen where you say, I'm really going for it.
Yeah.
A heart attack. You know what I'm saying? That was with the situation with Kevin Smith. I mean, something that has to happen where you feel like you want to live life really to the fullest.
Yeah.
Perfect example with the Kobe Bryant situation. You know what I'm saying? I know you probably share the same sentiment. Being a father,
Oh,
you
dude.
wanted to love your family and you wanted to love your kids more than any fucking thing. And that's what I did with that. I was like, you know what? All these people are coming at me. I said, let me use this negative energy and everything to fuel me. And it happened. I started my podcast on YouTube. You big numbers. But for me, I was like, how do I get out the gate? I had a stale page that only had like 500 subscribers. I'm going to my 11th episode. And I went from 500 subscribers. Now I got 26,000. You know what I'm saying? Like the first episode I did, we got 100,000 views. But I just feel so good knowing that I'm in control of it. Can't nobody tell me what to do.
Yeah. And
I've seen that you've done that for your career for the longest time. You've figured it out a lot faster than a lot of people. And that's the zone I'm in right now at a being creative, doing what the fuck I want to do, and letting the negativity push me to go hard.
But it's it's funny you say you don't like trolls, but you've been doing Too Soon.
That's right.
With Donnell Rawlings. Yeah, we got an extra around here. You've been doing Too Soon with Donnell Rawlings on Instagram
for the longest.
Going hard though, like inviting them to come fuck with you.
No, not inviting me to come, because I don't. You mean the trolls?
Yeah, like on your Instagram, you've put posts up there where I go, God damn, you're not fucking around at all.
If you think I ain't fucking around with the ones that I posted,
yeah,
you should see the shit that don't make it. The unedited shit, because I work with my guy, Bearded Humor. He's like
I want to talk about Bearded Humor.
Yeah, he's a dope. But what I'm saying is, like, our mindset, like, he has a stand-up comedian's mind, but he expresses it through memes. He expresses it through that style of comedy. But this dude, he send me some shit sometime, Bert, and I'm like,
you want any more of that?
Yeah, no, you can put it out. God damn, you feel like the police. You keep handing it back to me, man. In hell.
I took
I've checked my inbox sometimes, and he'll put stuff up. He'll say, "What about this?" And I'm like, and I'm the king of too soon. I'm like, that's too soon, especially when it borders on being insensitive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And sometimes, like, he has a dark sense of humor. I have a dark sense of humor, but at the same time, it's certain areas that I won't go. But that dude he's so brilliant, man, with it. But I never like maliciously on my too soons go out to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
It's always funny. And part of my phrase of too soon, and I always use as an example, a joke can be too soon, but it can never be too soon for a funny observation. Yeah. And for the most part, that's what we do. Even the darkest comics, people don't understand. Our mindset is, don't matter what happened in life, Bert, we thinking about the funny first.
Yep.
In death, in life, and in anything, in relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you've had arguments with your wife and you're like, oh, this is fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
But on the inside, you're like, if I have enough balls to bring this to the stage, it'll be next level. And that's what it is with me.
I wrote a joke. I mean, as soon as the Kobe thing happened, I wrote a joke sitting in my man cave.
Right.
And I put it on my Instagram. I think I deleted it because I was like, man, I don't want to be a part of the negativity. All the joke was there was a helicopter hovering over the helicopter crash.
Right.
I said, that's got to be a tough helicopter to be in. Being like, fuck.
But that's funny,
yeah,
bro.
But man, then Ari went real fucking hard.
No, Ari went to a level, like.
I don't think he was writing a joke. I think it was a character. I don't know. I can't defend it. I'm not going to ever try to defend it.
Well, it's not, you know.
I'll always just say he drugged me. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, you know how some people just need another monkey on their back? And it's like, I didn't even know you got drugged, son.
Yeah.
And then when you got drugged, I was like, what was the big deal? Did he ask for it? But it was people just couldn't wait. Like, they had that beef in their pocket.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, yeah, motherfucker. And you drugged fucking Bert. I'm like, so? Like, I didn't see where the harm was, but everybody was.
Yeah.
But with that, like what you said, that wasn't a direct dig at Kobe.
Yeah.
That wasn't insensitive. That was an observation. You know what I'm saying? And that was your thoughts. It wasn't like, I mean, when you say hours that you celebrate the fact that somebody died, who's gonna fuck with that?
It's so funny. I think that's where he got put into a bad spot, was he thought people would just line up behind him and go, freedom of speech. And I think most people were like, most dads, I remember Segura texted me and was like, "Did you see what Ari texted?"
But it's case by case, Bert. It's case
Yeah.
by case. People said this is what he's been doing for years. But for some reason, those people didn't resonate with the world the way Kobe did.
Yeah, Kobe resonated hard as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? And then another thing, like I even talked about this, when the shit was going down, when I first heard it, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, fuck that. I was like, I didn't believe it. And then it wasn't on any other news outlets. And the first thing I thought was, I was like, oh shit, the goddamn Russians that hacked TMZ's account. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't, and then when I
Yeah.
tried to click on, it was like, it broke the internet. You know, when you crash, it's crashed the server. And then I said to myself, wait a minute. If TMZ is not correct about anything, when somebody dies, they got it right.
Yeah.
They get it right all the time. And then I said to myself, you know, I was like, who was in the helicopter? And Bert, I was like this.
Immediately.
Bert, I was like this. I mean, not to say that losing Kobe in itself and those other people wouldn't have been a tragedy, but you definitely don't want to feel a kid, bro.
No.
And when the shit went down, bro, I was like this. Oh man, I hope wasn't none of the kids. The kids wasn't on the elevator, not elevator, but the helicopter.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't a report. And then when they said that, man, I just fucking like fell to my knees. I thought about my son more than anything. And while I'm in that moment, this motherfucker is on social media talking about an allegation that was proven to be correct.
Yeah.
We can make so many arguments about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You in entertainment, bro. You know how motherfuckers can set you up.
Yeah. I mean,
you know how it could be like, okay, it's going this way, and all of a sudden, that celebrity hits somebody.
dude,
the
Amber
opportunity-
Heard and Johnny Depp.
Right.
She said that he beat her. She wanted more money.
Right.
Johnny Depp settled out of court, and now it's come out she was physically abusive to him, and that he was the whole time going, "Please stop hitting me.
Right.
You got to stop being physical."
Right.
And so you can't deny that they're crazy fucking people that are female and that are male. You
100.
can't deny that.
Right. But the thing is, it's like it's timing. Like right now, when they still picking up remains, you think that's a good time to take him to trial in public, what would consider to be public opinion?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And did you state all the facts of that? I don't know exactly what down, but the thing that I know, what I've heard the most is that this young lady had 8 or 9 different semen samples in her underwear. I don't know if that's true or false.
Jesus.
I don't know if it's true or false. And also was recorded that day she was in the club bragging to her friends about having sex with Kobe Bryant. The only thing the fucked up thing about that, when someone is ever accused of taking advantage of somebody sexually, you don't ever want it to be like, it shouldn't be guesswork. You shouldn't be like, oh, is this real?
Yeah.
But the world we live in now, sometimes this shit is real. Sometimes it's not real. But right as this guy's dead, his family is grieving. I don't think that was the right time to even be of that opinion.
Yeah.
But I was even talking to Rogan the other day about it, right? And I was like, it's an awful thing because it's important for us to be able to have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But it's certain times
I can still love Ari and just go, he fucked up.
he fucked up.
And he fucked up, and I think he has the freedom to say whatever he wants. I don't think anyone's taking that away from him. And I think he would say, I don't know if he'd say he fucked up, but I think he would realize that was not the right tweet to send.
You know, the more, man, Bert, this is the thing, I said it on my podcast. It wasn't funny, bruh.
Yeah, it wasn't
I'm
funny.
more, as a comedian, I'm more offended by the joke writing. I'm like, who wrote that death joke? You ain't got nobody can write better death than that. But those type of comics, you got to realize, those type of comics, they live for that. They walk the tightrope. They walk the tightrope. They know what's on the other side. Yo,
he's been in trouble a lot.
Yeah, but people like that, I'm not knocking anybody's style, but they walk that tightrope until it popped. Kathy Griffin, she walked it until it popped. Gilbert Gottfried, he walked it until it popped. Those are the people, they live like, it's like a thrill seeker. Is that some white? You should know about this. It's motherfuckers that you did your show years ago pretty much about that. It's the thrill of it. And with the thrill of anything, the consequences could be crazy. You know what I'm saying? The thrill of climbing Mount Rushmore, you want to do it, but you also know every 100 feet you go, like, I could die.
Yeah.
Some people search for that. One thing I said about Ari, if he has a fan base for that, he's going to have to, what I consider like the Trump effect, focus on his base. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably so hard for him to get new fans.
It's gonna be tough for people to go, hey, that guy was funny. Let me Google him, and then they go, oh, that's the Kobe Bryant.
Oh my God! And I'm gonna tell you, this is what black people get upset with white people about sometimes.
Well, where do we start?
Yo, let me tell you, that shit eating smirk. Black people don't smirk, right? Black people twerk. I don't know none of my niggas that smirk, son. I don't even know. It's like son, it's something from the inside, and only a white person can do it, bro. I tried to get my man to smirk the other day. He said, "Nigga, I beat the shit out you trying to get me to smirk. No homo." If for a black person, you gotta say, if you bring up the word smirk, you gotta say no homo. You trying to smirk, and you'll get smacked. Then. And you know, let me try it. I'm gonna try it.
Like,
hold on. It's something like.
I can smirk.
Wait, yo, you almost smirked on me.
I smirked so quickly.
Yo, it's like it's come from his. Like it's like.
Oh.
Yeah, you did it. Yo, son, you did it. The same tone. Kobe Bryant. Yo, this would piss me off, son. Yo, like, and you know that wasn't, you don't have a hate-filled tweet like that the first time. That was back to one.
Yeah, that was back to one.
Action. How should I do Kobe Bryant? He probably had a director like, could you be Bryant. The way he did it, he said, yo, it was like this, son. It was like Kobe Bryant. Yo, I was like, is he? Yo, I was like, I thought he was gonna be like Kobe Bryant. His record was just broken.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be. I did not know Kobe Bryant was like Kobe Bryant. And then he said, "Is gone." I was like, oh. I'm like, ooh, you about to pay for that one, son.
Man, black people will never get behind Ari. Mexicans, dude, I'd say Mexicans like Kobe better than black people do.
Oh yeah, I don't know why that is.
Because his wife's Mexican and he spoke Spanish, so he'd do press conferences and speak Spanish. And if you're watching KTLA or KCAL9 or whatever the Lakers played on, and you're a Mexican fan, you're a Mexican.
It's an automatic connection.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is my guy.
That's how it was. It's so funny you say that. That's how it was when I was, I was in the Air Force. I was stationed in Kunsan, Korea, right?
Yeah.
And I speak Korean, not that fluent or anything, but a conversation level. But anytime you go anywhere in the world, if people love when you take the time to try to communicate with them on their level and not be the asshole American that goes to any country and be mad when motherfucker don't speak English.
You mean
nigga in Bangladesh, like, motherfucker.
You mean Patrice O'Neal?
Yeah.
Patrice would just yell English louder at them.
But Patrice O'Neal was angry about everything. But I'm going to tell you something. But his style of it, he made sense of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just outcry for attention. It wasn't a shock factor, even though the things he said were shocking, but it came with some understanding, and it was like he knew what he was talking about.
His outrageous premises, his outrageous statements were a premise to a bit.
Right.
Like when he said, if you're not attracted, I remember him telling Louis one time, if you're not attracted to
Louis
black
CK?
women, yeah.
Oh my God.
If you're not attracted to black women, you're gay. And Louis is like, no, I'm not attracted to black women. And he goes, that means you're gay. But like, that's a crazy statement, but he would back it up with a angle he had.
And explain why.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is like, you can always appreciate.
So am I gay?
You're not attracted to black women?
It's a joke. I had a Hootie and the Blowfish era, son. I had people be like, you said that, people like this, oh, they talking about that motherfucker right there. I had my fever moments, my fever years. Yeah.
You know what I think is crazy? I had a talk with God damn it. Who was I with? My bus driver, Ron. And I was saying, he said, have you ever said the N-word?
Is he black?
Yeah, he's black, yeah.
You know how I knew
he's
that?
From Compton.
You know how I knew that?
How?
Because you did the title of his job before you said his name. My gardener, Jose.
My bus driver, Ron.
You a smooth motherfucker, son. Melvin, my bus driver, Melvin Steinberg. You're never going to hear that. It'll be like Steinberg, my accountant.
Oh, we were talking.
Right, when you talk about white people, they put their title at the end.
Yeah, my
But
bus
black people
driver,
put everything in the
Bert,
front.
my lawyer.
Yeah, like former rapist. You know what I'm saying? Like you give all that shit in the front. White people just put their shit in the back. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, he said.
Ron, the bus driver.
Ron, the bus driver. He said something about the N-word. He goes, "Wait, have you said the N-word?" And I was like, "Of course." And he was like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
And I was like, and I think there's a disconnect. So I said this on stage the other night, the conversation Ron and I had, and the second you say that as a white person, everyone like goes, "Whoa," and you're like, "No, I've not used it, but I've said it.
Right.
I've sang it when I heard of NWA. I pitched it in Hollywood, fucking in a movie pitch to Will Smith."
Right.
Like, and I think there's a disconnect on people where people go, like when you say, especially when you say it in an audience, people are like, "Whoa."
Right.
And you're like, hey, there's not a difference in the word is a horrible word, but to admit that you've said it, it doesn't like I've seen them make videos, compilation videos of people
Right.
saying it.
I'm a believer. I'm a strong believer. And, people are going to not feel my position, but I believe everything is context.
I agree.
And the reason why a lot of people don't understand this, and the N-word argument is gonna go on forever and ever.
I would never say it. Like I would never say it now. I'd never say it in front of you. I would never say it like, but it like on stage, if it was, I had a joke where it was the punchline to a joke. It was so great. I tried it a couple times and people watched it and they were like, "There's nothing wrong with it." But for me, it made me uncomfortable just to do that. And so I stopped doing it. But in context, I think you're right.
But the thing is, don't fight it then. Like if it feels uncomfortable and that's how you feel, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you answered that question. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, why I know I could push it, whatever, but I just rather not do it.
Yeah.
But it's context. I give you an example. My relationship on the Chappelle show. Everybody just assumes because I'm from DC, that I'm from DC, Dave Chappelle's from DC, that he was the singular reason why I was on the show. He was the last say, but it was Neil Brennan who basically found me. Dave knew of me. Neil found me auditioning for In Living Color years ago. He had a low-end job, whatever. He just connected with me. He wanted to do a project. After he wrote all these films, he was making money after Half Baked, but his films weren't getting the green light. So he had the mindset to think in the future. He's like, fuck, I can get on as a director. But he never directed anything. So he wrote this short, and I've told this story many times. He wrote this short, and he reached out to my manager, Jason Steinberg. You know, he was like, "You think Donnell would be interested in doing this for me? I want to learn how to edit. I want to do everything, but I got to have a project." And at the time, I was on fire. I was doing HBO's The Corner. For where I came from in the black circuit, I want
to talk about that.
Yeah.
Finish your story, but I want to talk about DC, New York, the black circuit, because I remember.
Yeah, so I had it popping. So I was like, tell Mr. Brennan that I know he can't afford my rate. I ain't even have a rate, son. I was like, I just couldn't wait to tell somebody they couldn't afford me, right?
Yeah.
Before that, everybody could afford me. So crackhead could afford me everything. I was like, I know he can't afford me. And I didn't even know Neil was already loaded.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'll throw him this bone. But if he's ever in a position to throw me a bone back, I'll take it. Cut to, he reached out. I did the thing for him. He reached out. He was like, I'm working this project. I was like, what's the project? He was like, we don't have a name for it yet. I was like, well, when you find out the name, let me know. I'm not even showing interest yet.
Yeah.
Cut to that project that he threw me the bone was Chappelle Show.
That's such a
when
prolific...
now here's the context. It's just me saying, when I realized how big that show was and what he did for me, I was like, that's my nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it was, for me, it was the term of endearment. It was just like, because when a black person says, that's my nigga,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even have a word that shows unity. My bro?
My brother?
Nah, that don't sound right.
White
people, what do they do? Like, what is the equivalent to that's my nigga?
He's my best friend.
Kobe Bryant. Yo, did you just smirk it, son? Did you just smirk your N-word? Bert Kreischer is gone. Oh my God. But you know what I'm saying?
You doing Ari doing that is the funniest fucking thing.
Like I did a cast the other day and Jay Moore dropped in on it, right? He just bum rushed it. And then I was talking about his career. I'm seeing him, when he came up Boston.
Yeah.
Red Johnny and the Round Eye Guy and all those dudes used to smoke that shit. And he dropped in and I said, Jay, that's my nigga. And he said, did you call me a nigga? I said, you can't say it. We can't. What?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, you can't say. He said, did you just take my nigga away from me?
Yeah.
But that's different.
It's context.
And I know him.
Yeah. You've known
I
him for a long
respect
time.
him.
You understand that he has there's no hate in his heart.
Right.
You guys are having a conversation as two comics talking.
Yeah.
I just have seen so many people, so many white comics in a period of time in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, where maybe there wasn't such attention paid to that word, go up and try to do jokes about the word, and it was so hacky that I was like, ugh, it was gross. And so I don't ever want to be attached to just.
But that word could ruin a career.
Yeah.
Michael Richards.
Oof.
I'm gonna tell you something. The story about the Michael Richards story, and I'm a comic. When I saw the clip that they got, the little piece of the set, me as a comedian, I'm like, we could feel the energy, we could feel the rage, we could feel if somebody's saying something to be funny, whatever. But what I felt in that clip was that something happened before he snapped.
Yeah.
And my theory is that, and this is the worst thing, any comedian, whatever your race is, would ever want to hear, especially when you're trying some shit, and it ain't going down, and it's silence in the room, and you get that asshole yell out, "You're not funny.
You're corny."
Bruh, the word corny?
Corny is the worst.
Yo, when they was trolling me for the RZA podcast, they was hitting me hard. Let RZA speak. And these assholes, they're so assholes that they would tell you to type in the time code of when they really hated you. It's like, oh my God, I wanted to kill myself at 1:38.
1:38 and 13 seconds.
Yo, I was like, but the one that pissed me off the most, somebody tweeted, "Corny ass nigga." Man, and I was so offended. Everyone's like, yeah, I know you had to be offended by the N-word. No, I was offended by the C-word. Corny is the N-word for comedians. God.
And especially when black people say it to you on stage and you're white.
Yeah, because they don't just
they've written you off so far, there's never coming back from
and
that.
It's different. Okay, now here's equivalent to the black smirk, the corny.
Yeah.
Like white person say corny, it's like, you're corny. But when a black person say, and look at this side of my face, it's like, corny ass nigga. It's like you got something in your eye, you want to start a fight after that. That's the difference, son.
This podcast is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Look, hiring's challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart, and growing businesses connect to qualified candidates. Cottable co-founder Gretchen Hebner experienced just how challenging hiring can be after unsuccessfully searching for a new game artist to grow with her education tech company. But then she switched to ZipRecruiter and saw an immediate difference. And you too can find an immediate difference by signing up free at ZipRecruiter.com/Bertcast. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. And by using ZipRecruiter's screening questions to filter candidates, Gretchen found it easier to focus on the best candidates and then find the right one. In fact, after posting her job on ZipRecruiter, Gretchen said she was honestly surprised how she found a qualified candidate so quickly and hired a new game artist in less than 2 weeks. With results like that, it's no wonder 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. See why ZipRecruiter is effective for businesses of all sizes. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Bertcast. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Bertcast. This podcast is brought to you by Raycon. Look around you. Everyone is wireless these days. It's a wireless world, and everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds. But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair of wireless earbuds, you need to check out these earbuds right here from Raycon. You already know about Raycon. They start at about half the price of the premium wireless earbuds on the market. and that they sound just as amazing as the top audio brands. I got them the other day, took them on my treadmill, put them in, and I put them to the test. I put in these, and by the way, I lose headsets like crazy. I lose wireless earbuds like crazy, and then you find them, and you're like, oh, there they are. Put in the other ones, the high-priced ones, could not tell a freaking difference. And Raycon's latest model, the E25 is their best one yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise isolating fit. Here, I'll take one out and show you. Take a look at that bad boy. Oh, look, they're still charged. I worked out with these the other day. Oh, shit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for on-the-go listening or just taking phone calls. I absolutely love these, and I'm telling you, they live right here on my treadmill. These are my workout headsets. Unlike some of the other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems. Shut up, Alexa! You've heard me talk about how the company was co-founded by Ray J and celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge. They are obsessed with Raycons. Pick up a pair and see what all the hype is about. Now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/Bertcast. That's buyraycon.com/Bertcast for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. Buyraycon.com/Bertcast. So wait, you started in DC with Tony Woods was there when you started?
Yep, Tony Woods was there.
And Red had not started, right?
No,
right?
Red had not started. In fact, I mentored Red.
Really?
Red Grant, yeah.
See, that was something that happened a lot in black clubs, which didn't happen a lot in white clubs. Yeah, because Tony Woods kind of took me under his wing when I started working the door,
right?
And would kind of watch what I was doing and tell me where I was really fucking up.
Right.
I remember one time he was like, you got this joke where you go, isn't it crazy we're all going to die? And I went, yeah. And he goes, yeah, that's like, no one doesn't cheer anybody up. He's like, I'm just telling you, man. Like,
just him saying that is fucking funny, man. He said, it's so funny. He would do jewels like that because when I started in the Chitlin circuit, the black circuit in DC.
So wait, where is that? Like, where is that?
Well, for me in DC,
not the DC Improv.
No, it was a comedy connection to Greenbelt. We didn't have a black comedy club. Well, basically, it was a pizza shop, and at the time, Chris Thomas was on Rap City years ago.
Yeah,
and so Chris Thomas had the power to promote anything. So he would do a comedy night at this pizza place. Like the black circuit, we didn't have the Garvins, the Improvs. We just had to it was like pop-up shit.
Yeah.
So he blew the spot up where it turned into the premier place for black comedy. Other than that, you might have had a black night somewhere. But that's the circuit I came from. I didn't perform for white people probably for the first 5 or 6 months of my career. And I left DC really early. And when I went up there, when I used to go to the Boston Comedy Club, and this was when I started performing mainstream mixed audience, and I always would say, I'm black, everything was like black, black, black. And Tony said, Shorty, when they say your name, they know you black. He was like, you don't got to keep reminding them. He said, you don't got to be black. He said, be funny.
Yeah.
And I was because it was just, I guarantee you, the average black, well-known comedian that makes their living off of just the black audience, that say do an hour worth of material in front of a black audience, if you put them in front of an all-white audience, that hour is going to turn to like 15 minutes.
Really?
Because a lot of times you can't rely on knowing the reference. You can't rely on the inside joke. You could probably do the same material, but now when you start crossing over, you gotta really explain. You gotta bring them into your world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some slang I might use from Brooklyn, whatever. If I go to like an all-white room, I might have to explain it more or get so much deep into the character that doesn't matter what he say, you're gonna follow it and the origins of him.
It was funny. I used to tell a story about Tracy Morgan. And one of the most fascinating parts of the story was the first time I met him was through Tony. And with Tony Woods, I'm dying to get Tony on the podcast, was there for this evening of this crazy Tracy Morgan story I had. But what was fascinating about this was that I'd seen black comics working the door at the Boston Comedy Club. I've seen black comics go up, but Tracy was so authentically
original.
Like, it was almost like, and when you say that translation, I remember he was like doing observational material. This has always made me giggle. And he's like,
Most of his stuff was all observation.
yeah, and he's like, all right. Who remembers finger fucking by the handball courts? There's white people in there going, that never happened to us.
No, but it made you curious to know.
And then he,
Hey, Jim, has that ever happened to you? You do spend a lot of time out on the weekends.
he was fascinating.
Tracy Morgan was when he first started, he evolved, but he used to have this, he was just a character. He was just like a character. Just like when you saw him, it was just something interesting about him. He used to have a propeller. He used to do this propeller thing, and it was like a prop thing. Everybody knew him by that. But he always was like the character dude. And in fact, that when he auditioned for SNL, I was on an audition. And I didn't know about a showcase set. You know what I'm saying? You know, certain ways you do certain shit. If you audition for SNL, whatever, they're gonna be like 3 original characters, blah, 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 this, impressions. And I went up there and basically just tried to tell like regular jokes. And it was like, and I was hot then. But Tracy, I remember the audition, he did this character. He was like, what about the first black hockey goaltender? Right? Now, me, I would have just said that first black hockey goaltender. I would say like that. But he became the goaltender.
Yeah.
Like I would just say, what
he
was
was
the
so
black?
good at that.
Yo, I just saw his body go from, he was talking and then he did this.
Yeah.
He did it. He became that. He was born to be a character actor. I used to do a character. He gave me so many good little notes. I used to do this white boy character. It was funny. And I would run my fingers through my hair like this. I would do like this. Right? And he was like, yo, that's funny. He said, but commit to that shit. He said, the white boy's hair longer than that. Right?
Commit to that
basically, I went, and it made sense. From here, and then I forgot the white dude's hair back here. He was like, take that shit all the way back then, turn that shit. But he was
a fucking fascinating guy.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he still is. Obviously, he still is. But when he was younger, like I've only partied him once, but I was around him a couple times. He'd be at the Boston. He was fascinating. I saw him go on stage, and he was like, you ever be shopping for pornography? And then he just got in a cart in that little square stage and shopped, and it was fucking booty holes. Like it was just the way he did it was so fascinating.
It's so funny. You remember certain things like, yo, I hit that balloon knot, the asshole.
Yeah.
Like you remember those are Tracy-isms. And he came up.
I got a pretty dick. You can suck it with the lights
you
on.
Want to see, yo, I was hanging out with him when he was you. Like everywhere we went, his shirt would come off. Yo, I remember when he had his Bert Kreischer era or time period. It was like 2001 to 2002, and I used to hang out with him.
That's when I met him.
Well, he might have stole. Did the black man steal it from you?
No.
But
I stole it from Tracy Morgan.
He did it so much, I started doing that shit.
Dude,
he was like,
the first time we hung out, he took his shirt off and threw it in a waitress's face. I wonder if you were there that night. It was a long time ago. We went to what was the name of that fucking club? Madam X. You remember Madam X?
I remember Madam X in the Village. I remember, yeah. That dude, who was it? Musavia?
Musavia was there.
Yeah.
I think Musavia was there.
He put me onto it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to smash Asian chicks, that's where you went. Asian and white chicks. Not too many sisters up in that bitch, but did I get my hootie in the blowfish on?
So wait, who did you move to New York with? You just moved to New York by yourself?
No, I was Royale Watkins.
Oh,
Royale
beautiful.
Watkins. Royale Watkins, a great guy. He was when I first started, he had already did Def Jam, and he had already been signed to Rush Communication. That was a company under Def Jam, but that produced the show. And he was in New York, and I was the young guy. I was older than him, but I was young in comedy.
Yeah.
And he used to come home. He used to see me in the open mics and everything. And he used to always tell me, I think he was just bullshitting. He'd be like, yo, youngin', you got to come to New York. I think he was just showing off. He was like, come to New York. It's up in New York. Come to New York. We can get it popping in New York. And I used to be like, yeah, I'm going to come. Right? He used to always say, come to New York. And then I got fired from my job, found out one of my relatives was cooking crack in my house. If you want to move somewhere, you can walk into your apartment and you see every pot boiling right here, motherfuckers. Yo, every pot was steaming. Ain't no crabs nowhere, son. I looked at that shit. I looked at that crack. I was like, I'm moving. Right? And I remember I called Royale. I said, I think I'm going to move to New York. He said, when? I said, Friday. And I was only maybe a year and a half out of the military. So I still had my Air Force duffel bag. I put all the little bit of shit I had in my duffel bag, had an alarm clock, and like $35. And but I had unemployment coming. I made sure I got fired from my job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What job were you working at?
I was head of security for a grocery store. I know it's the craziest shit ever. It was like I was in charge of like 5 stores that employed rent-a-cops, and I trained them because I was a cop in the military.
Yeah.
So I went up there and I was living on his couch. You know,
Royale's?
Yeah, he took me in. He had a brownstone upper level apartment, 1 bedroom. I had the couch, and then the people that were living downstairs moved out. Then we moved down there, and he was my transition when I went to New York. And one thing I say about him, he taught me a lot. Like when I used to do the Boston Comedy Club, you know, we used to catch trains and shit. He would, like, you know, you do $20 spot, $30 spot. And me, I get that $20 spot, I want to get back on the train.
Yeah.
So I got like $18. That motherfucker used to leave the city in a yellow cab every night after making $20. Cab ride was $12.
Really?
Right? He's like, man, just because we broke, we ain't got to live like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
but he always put himself in a place where doing better, people perceive you doing better, and you get different opportunities. And once he was kind of showing me the ways in New York, he kind of blew up and moved to LA and left me fucking in Brooklyn.
And then who are your guys then?
What?
Like when he left? Because I remember when he left, he was fantastic.
He was.
There was a lot of guys that were just really amazing comics that you worked with back then.
But he was getting, like, you know, in this business, you can get a certain amount of success. You can get success as a touring comic, television,
Yeah.
whatever. So, but from where we came from, like, he was of the Def Jam era. The
Yeah.
good thing about the Def Jam era was, like, it was celebrated in the African American community, but like in white culture, they didn't really fuck with it. They would,
we did. I was
no,
in
they
high
was like,
school.
they would, as soon as you say, you'd say, motherfucker, oh, he's one of those Def Jam acts. But we just had a different energy. But Royale, he got a deal quick. He probably was 2 years.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, he was in NBC. It was a show. It was built on his life. It was called Built to Last. And it's about his life. His father is a construction worker, if I'm not mistaken, raising 11 kids. The show is called Built to Last, right? So, but my advice to anybody that's getting an opportunity to get their own show, really think of the name you're going to call it, because you got to make it roast proof. Because Built to Last, yo, the critics, they didn't even, and I love Royale, I'm sorry. Yo, one of the critics, it was so Ari-ish. It was so bad. He said, one of the critics said, one of the critics said, Built to Last won't. I was like, that's the end. Mic drop.
The
Kobe
last
Bryant. Yo, I was like, come on. But he had opportunities, a lot faster than a lot of people. And then things were going well for him as a stand-up, but he did the white route. He was like, and Method Man had a
He
quote.
ended up producing.
That's the thing. Method Man had a quote I heard him say. Method Man, this is talking about guy, one of the best members of Wu-Tang, so dope.
One of my favorite rappers ever.
He said, I'm tired of being the chump in the front. I want to be the Mac in the back. And for blacks, it might not just particular to black, but like so many people in this field, black, they want to be stars.
Yeah.
They want the glamour. They want oh shit.
And Method Man was that for the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, but also he
was the
knew
one.
that-
He was the one that talked the most. That
Yeah.
was out in front the most.
Got the most pussy.
Yeah, it was like
Shit.
everything. He had his.
No
he
disrespect,
probably-
Raekwon.
He probably had the biggest single off of that first out. Like
He was sort of like, if you look at it like, he was like the Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everybody is equally talented, but it's usually one person that has everything, has the look, has the swag, has everything. He had it.
dude.
You know?
He was in. I was just telling Tommy Lee this yesterday. There's two things I remember. There used to be a show called Real Life or on MTV or 24/7 or something like that. One was Tommy Lee driving from Malibu to Hollywood for an anger management class, and in the whole drive there, just getting worse and worse, and going like this.
He's getting angry, going to anger management.
Yeah, and the other one was Method Man. He was on the road. He was on his tour bus, and some girl came out and gave him a hug and tried to kiss him on the mouth, and he fucking went. He goes, "Hey,
beat her.
you're disrespecting my wife. Like if you're a fan of mine, you should be a fan of my family's, and you're disrespecting my family. Like I can't have you here." And he kind of like pushed her off to the side, and I went, "Whoa!" Like.
But Method Man and Redman, they some evil motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
They're not evil. I mean, in a funny way, like all of motherfuckers think they're comedians. I remember when the movie How High.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I was just starting to act or whatever. And they wanted me to do the table read. And they wanted me to play Method Man in the table read, right? The table read. Method Man and Redman, they weren't there. They were just, it was all the money people that was there. And it was on speaker, whatever. They just everybody wanted to hear the flow of the script and everything. And I was such a Method Man fan. I was reading his part. I was reading it like I was rapping.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm going to go to the store. You're going to meet me over there. I'm going to get the cigarettes pop. And I'm reading it. This is on regular dialogue. Like, Mama, I didn't mean to get that girl pregnant, but she let me pee on her. I was doing it the whole time. And I thought I was killing it, right? And at the end of it, Redman said, "Yo, who the fuck was doing meth? That was the wackest shit I ever heard in my goddamn life." And I was like, these motherfuckers are assholes, but all of the motherfuckers think they're funny.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I think Method Man and Redman had this, like, they had this Abbott and Costello. Like, I think they could have been even bigger than they were, but I don't know. I always wondered what happened. Like, say their sitcom, and then they just
what it is like, people get older. You know what I'm saying? That I understand what you're saying with the like the comedy duel, but then like how many opportunities people gonna give you to let that grow? How many movies are they gonna give you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many, because they would think about it like they were kind of pioneers of like the whole rapper translates into the movie theater. But then you get older, you get mature, some of the slapsticky stuff that was down then, it don't fit. It could be
they were real crossovers, meaning like Tupac was a great actor rapper, but they were crossovers and like that would be fascinating.
But they're like characters though. Yeah. They're like what I think Wu-Tang would go down as being the Grateful Dead of hip hop.
That's a great.
You know, hip hop is so mean to their artists because
I'd say Fish if you knew what that was, but yeah.
I know Fish fucks with the Grateful Dead. They always do shows together. Yo, Fish fucks with the Grateful Dead. I know I heard them names together, son. Yo, Fish fuck. Okay, yeah, I know this on the same fishy shit. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't making that argument. All right, Fish is what? The second Grateful Dead, motherfucker. You happy? What is it? Wu-Tang Dipset. You know what I'm saying? TDE. You know, but like hip hop, man, they don't let you get. But Wu-Tang, man, you go to a Wu-Tang concert, it's more white chicks there than anything.
Oh, I bet they were just playing a fucking theater I played at
Wu-Tang,
and I was like, same size, and I go, it's not gonna be all of them, is it? And they go, no, it's every single fucking one of them.
But you know how hard it is to get all Wus together?
Oh, I can't imagine.
Can you imagine a writer? Which Wu do you want? You're like, I want M&M's shaped in the Wu sign. But RZA is such a genius.
Yeah.
With that group, and like that brand will be engraved in culture forever.
Forever. I remember when we first started.
Wu-Tang is for the kids. It's something about when you see somebody with a Wu shirt, it feels like you know them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, Wu.
Because they were underground for so long. I think I watched that Showtime documentary. I guess it was like more like a self-imposed underground.
Right.
But yeah, man, I remember I used to work Safe Escort where I had to drive girls or walk sometimes.
Safe Escort?
That's what they called it, yeah.
You?
Yeah, I know, right?
Wait a minute.
My buddy got me my buddy Cheese.
Yo,
my buddy Cheese was
That's
got me the job.
Power like a motherfucker. I cannot. If
White privilege.
If you did a lineup right now and had jobs, right, who would be most likely to be safe escort, you would get zero votes.
My buddy Cheese was the supervisor, and he got me a job.
Cheese was black?
No, Cheese was white.
Okay.
Very white.
Not the bus driver, Cheese.
No. And so, but Cheese, my supervisor.
Okay, all right.
So, and so on Fridays and Saturday nights, they thinned out because no one had school that night. They thinned out the staff, and it was just two of us. One would be in the office, and one would be in a car. And I think on Sunday nights it was just one of us. Just one of us would get the dancer and drive in the car. The thing about the black chicks is they always wanted the car. They never wanted to walk, and they always wanted to ride to FAMU. And so
what?
FAMU.
Oh, the other school.
Yeah. And so there was one hall that was all black chicks, and if you got a call, they'd be like, "Yo, we have a call at Devaney Hall," and you'd be like, "Oh fuck." What's her name? And they're like, Licorice. And you're like, motherfucker.
Hennessy.
And so you go, it's just one? They go, yes, she says she wants to go to the library.
Right.
So you pull up, right? And you see her, and she waves to you, and then she get in the car and go, get in!
Oh, and everybody
they
just runs the
bum
shit?
rush you. And then once they'd all get in, they'd be like, come on, we're going to FAMU. Take us to FAMU.
They probably say, come on, white boy. Don't be a white boy right now.
Dude, you would get...
I know they called you all type of white boys.
Oh, Peckerwood. Take a left up here. It was everything you ever get. But... the one thing that I was always cool about was I loved hip hop, and so it was all the same girls. I drove a lot of the same girls.
Right.
This girl Vanilla, I drove her a ton of times.
Vanilla was black?
Vanilla was black, yeah.
Damn, where did we come up with these? We name out some black people.
47 years old right now.
After seasonings, whatever. That's paprika, lemon and pepper. I don't give a fuck.
So I remember being in a car taking a bunch of girls because I didn't have a problem. We didn't have a lot of work, and it was fun for me to be in a car with a bunch of girls. And I remember saying, they said, what hip hop?
Being in a car with a bunch of black girls proving that you're not gay.
Yeah.
Right. Why are these black people? Because I'm letting Patrice know I'm not gay.
Brutal. They were brutal to me. I remember one time one girl goes, you smell like a wet dog. And they just lost it. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
You know what? It's so funny. I've heard that black people say that about they smell like wet dog. And I've been with some white chicks. None of them smell like a wet dog.
Not white chicks. I think white dudes might.
So like a wet dog?
I guess. I don't know. We feel like dolphins too.
Let's go wet your dog and let me sniff you and your dog and be like, yep, that's right. You do smell like wet dog.
I was taking these girls to a FAMU party. It was probably like 8 girls in the car. And they're asking me who I like, what music I liked. And I said, I was a big Outkast fan. Like I was always I learned at one point
that first album was history.
They make music for the location of how you listen to the music.
Right.
So like Wu-Tang Clan was all about headsets and like, cause you were in New York listening to it, very lyrical.
Outkast for like car, right?
Outkast was like, get in your car, drive around.
Yeah.
Miami was all about bass cause that's what you do.
Right.
And so I said Outkast, and the one girl was like, oh, I'm from Staten Island. You know who Wu-Tang Clan is? And I was like, no. And they just, oh shit, you say you like hip hop, you don't know
how the
Wu-Tang?
fuck you don't? Yeah.
I go, okay, tell me one CD to buy right now. And they're like, get Method Man to Cal right now,
right
tomorrow. So I went and got Method Man, and I got to be honest with you, it was like listening to a movie in a different language.
But that's one of the things that was so dope about that group. They were in the music, but it was like felt cinematic. The fact they came through with the whole like the kung fu fighting styles.
Hold on.
It was crazy, and they ingrained that in you, and still today. Like you can't do nothing with like you're going to enter the Shaolin temple. You're going to do something,
dude. It was so crazy, and like I remember, you could translate Southern hip hop into like street corners and go, oh, I know where they're talking about. This was like Tikal, and you're like, I don't even know what that meant. And to this day, I don't know.
I don't even know what the fuck Tikal meant. I know something the punk way. It's like, what, nigga? I mean, is that the same thing, Tikal, nigga? Not the same thing. But Outkast, man, when they first started, man, and they were like because like the Southern rap groups was not getting any love up top.
Not at all.
Whatever. They always
Orange Mound. You had MJG and 8 Ball. Suave House, fucking Outkast, Goody Mob. I remember, dude, it's so because we had such limited music. Like, if anyone came out, I remember, not Killer Mike, but there was another one. It wasn't Killer Mike. It was this other Mike. I forget his name, but they'd come out and you'd be like, oh, I'm getting all this.
Yeah,
but it was they did not get any love.
But the Southern one thing about it, they were so powerful because when they didn't get a support from North New York, whatever, they were so ingrained into their own culture down south that it was like, we don't need y'all.
Yeah.
And eventually people they caught on to it. But it was used to be them country dudes, they was afraid because they had like the accents or whatever. They was afraid to even do radio. Be like, oh, they gonna make fun of us. But now them country motherfuckers are on. You don't know what they saying now. They like,
Dude.
I told my dad, man, why that what? They be like, oh shit, that's the shit. What he say? I don't know. Tikal?
Tikal's an acronym.
What's it? stand
Taking into consideration all lives.
You know what? You know what? The beauty of the internet and Google, I don't think anybody would ever figure that out.
for? Never.
He said it on Deezus and Miro a couple years ago. Apparently, that's what. This is from.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Dude, how many hip hop guys have you met backstage where you lost your shit?
I don't really lose my shit when I see them.
For real? Because maybe I wonder if that is
The reason it hasn't been a hip hop. The reason why is because I know this may sound crazy. When they see me, they lose their shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you've been famous for 20 years.
oh, I've been dabbling
Yeah,
with
but
it.
like the corner Chappelle show is one
But
of the
Corner
biggest.
didn't give me no fame or
I remember
anything,
when
so-
that was on. I remember.
Yeah, it was popping.
Yeah.
I was happy to be a part of that, the Corner and the Wire. But it was just like goddamn, when that weed hit and you just lose your thought. What was I saying before that? I'm sorry.
About you don't lose your shit when they see you. Sometimes they
Oh yeah,
lose
when
their
I
shit.
like it's
Yeah.
like even when
every
when,
single
when
one of them
RZA,
was.
when RZA pulled up that day when at Joe Rogan, he cat out the car. I was like, oh, that's the RZA. And he said to me, what's up, Ashley Larry, you funny motherfucker?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They like, it's so like, it's weird because I'm like, yo, man, I remember I was listening to you. I met Scarface.
Oh, you
And the way I
you went through In and Out with Scarface on your
Oh,
phone
yo,
one time.
damn,
Dude,
you
I'm a
remember that
big
shit?
fucking Scarface.
Yo, let me
The
tell you-
Fix is one of my favorite. It reminds me.
The double. I told him to say the double with
Yeah.
the Scarface. But it was so funny because I was in Houston performing, and it was a show, and it wasn't a sellout show. It was like audience, and I'm looking, I'm looking, and I'm like, look at this old Scarface looking motherfucker. Somebody said that is Scarface. I said, say some Scarface shit, nigga, right? And I think he just said Woody or something, but I was like, for me,
Yeah.
especially DC. DC loves Scarface.
Yeah.
DC, I grew up, we had go-go music, right? We didn't fuck with rap. We fucked with go-go music. And Scarface, Ghetto Boys were one of the first groups that would perform with a go-go band.
Yeah.
Because like
What's go-go?
Go-go is like, it's like funk. It's like African beat. It's heavy with percussions. It's heavy with horns. It's like, I would say, what thing you would be close to? Maybe like a Jamaican vibe, somewhat of a Fela Kuti vibe. It's just like a beat. It's a beat. I'll pull some up. I'll pull some go-go music up. But it's so ingrained in the DC culture, you know? And
DC culture is so different than the rest
of the world.
of black culture.
But
Like
Scarface,
DC is.
Scarface used to come to DC. And I remember before I started doing comedy, the best time was when a new Scarface cassette came out. If I had a Scarface cassette, 22 ounces of beer, a 22, we call it a deuce deuce, and if I had a dime bag of weed, it was nothing else I needed in life. And then when I met Scarface and we became friends, I'm just like, everything is like, I'm gonna be on some ghetto boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the system and all that.
Yeah.
I think we gangster as shit, right? So we was in Vegas, we was traveling somewhere, we're in the car and we kicking it, right? And I'm in the back seat and I'm like this, I'm with the ghetto boys, nigga, I can do whatever. And I rolled up a joint and I hit the joint. Man, Scarface like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I thought this week, Halloween came on the weekend, like we ghetto boys or what? This motherfucker was so nervous. He's like, pull over. I ain't going to jail fucking with you, nigga. And he made me drop him off at a fucking nail shop. And the dude got a pedicure, son.
For real?
I was like, this is not the ghetto boy that I thought. But we've made like 8 years we've been cool with each other. If ever I need something from him, he'd call me or vice versa. He's had me in some studio sessions with him just dropping shit. But Scarface,
That's
for
something
me-
you guys get that we don't get.
what's
Like,
that?
dude, one of my dreams is to be in the studio, just to be in the background. Like when, the best one of the best ones ever is Chappelle on T.I.
Right.
Chappelle's opening to T.I.'s thing, but to hear him hanging out with him, like, and talking, like that is the coolest, like, crossover blend of art
Man.
ever.
The best, we did a residency, 2 residencies at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
And bruh, when I tell you, working with Dave, like the people that come out, the love, and that dude is like a party animal. And not on no chasing bitches and nothing like that, just like to be out celebrating his friends,
Yeah.
having a good time. It's nothing for us to find a speakeasy and just be talking about shit till like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's one of the things I enjoyed about. Just last week I was with Chappelle, and fucking I'm hanging out with Chappelle, Michelle Wolf, and Bill Murray.
I saw that in South
I'm like,
Carolina.
Come on, son. And I got Bill Murray doing the Wu-Tang sign, son. I'm like
How the fuck did that even happen?
because Bill Murray lives in South Carolina.
And did he find out that, was it just random, or did
It's South Carolina, bro. If anything, if Chappelle comes to any city, everybody's gonna know about it.
yeah.
You take South Carolina, of course he's gonna know about it. That was the second time because we did that same venue, I think a year and a half before that, and he came out again. He came out the
Jesus.
first time he came out, and it just like I'm like, yo, chow, like lighten up, Francis. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that's when I really appreciate what I do and the places it's taking me. Like even my relationship with Dave. Everybody's always like, oh, he's Dave Chappelle's flunky. He's his sidekick, blah, blah, this and that. No, to anybody. I've been beasting stages for years. It's just so happened that one of my closest friends is probably one of the greatest comedians to ever do it.
Yeah.
What can I do about that?
Did nothing. There's
Nothing.
nothing.
And Dave, and the funny thing about it, Dave would tell you straight up that I'm one of the funniest motherfuckers he know.
There's a reason he's with you. You toured with him.
He told me that the other day we did a show. He was like, man, he just said, man, Donnell, you're a great comedian.
You're one of the
He said-
funniest human beings alive. You're like human Prozac, because your energy, the way you approach subjects. Like I remember there was a subject that not everyone was talking about, I don't want to talk about it because it's one of those hot buttons during the Me Too thing, and you saw and you were like, you went right at it, but you went at it from a different angle,
Right.
and I was like, and then you made it personal. And I was like, God damn it, man! Like I wouldn't have and when we talk about people pushing the edge and knowing the boundaries, you do that, man. You've made me laugh harder than any fucking human being. I've talked about this a million times. When Kyle Cease walked up and we were doing that, and he had
Reality Bites Back.
and he had made hats that said week 1, week 2, week 3, and you said,
He had already played. He had his branding down.
dude,
We was like, we wasn't fucking with him, son. We just felt like, yo, this dude really got a strategy.
yeah,
We just was happy. We was on TV, so we didn't give a
me,
we
you
didn't give a
and
fuck
Red.
about winning.
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn, Tiffany Haddish.
We were sitting on the steps and he walked up and he had a hat, a blue and white hat that said week 1 on it. And you said, you're right, you are the week 1, son. And I was crying. Red and I were laughing fucking so hard.
And then didn't he get eliminated like the next
the
week?
first week.
Yo, we were like this. Where are you gonna sell those hats now? Yo, and I think I suggested that we should have all like just wore different weeks as the weeks progressed or whatever. But he had a strategy. He was like, I must at any cost, I have to win this. But that was fun.
But that's when I say, like, first of all, there's nothing to be ashamed about touring with the greatest comedian that maybe has ever done comedy,
Right.
and being around him. And like, you look at the names that drop everything they have to go be with him, you, Neil, Michelle,
Right.
fucking Aziz, like Mo.
A couple weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, we were doing
Jon Stewart.
We were going somewhere. We were flying somewhere, and I met Dave in Yellow Spring because he always flies private and shit. I don't give a fuck. It's something about that private shit. I could be all the way across the country, right? I'll fly there just so I
Just to
can
fly
get
private.
just so I can get 30 minutes of Instagram life. Work hard, play hard. Y'all know what it is. You know, choose your friends wisely. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying? You deserve it. Go hard or go home. Give me all my hashtags in a 30-minute flight. Right. So I was at Yellow Springs and I was checking my hotel. It's a small town. And he was like, yo, where you at? I said, I'm at the hotel. I saw him across the street. He was like, I'm over here, Chris and C over here. And I wasn't even thinking anything. I walk over, it's Chris Rock and Louis C.K. And I first said to myself,
They're
what
in
the
Yellow
fuck
Springs?
Yo, I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen? Like, you see
Yeah.
that combination of minds, you're like, something's gonna happen. What it was Chris flew in to check out Louis C.K.'s new hour. He was performing at the Funny Bone in Dayton, Ohio. So we went there. And when I tell you, people are like, what is Louis C.K. gonna do? What is he gonna do next? What people understand is that Louis C.K. been rich for a long time. It's probably nothing he wants to do with money.
Yeah.
The idea of money, you know what I'm saying? You make a certain, it's like, bigger, better, bigger house, whatever. I was like, well, he's gonna do what he loves to do, and he never stopped doing. Stand up.
Yeah.
If we lucky enough to build our name enough where we can do TV and everything, but at the end of the day, for a comedian, I think the ultimate is to be able to make a good living off of your fucking name. People will go see Louis C.K. forever. It's some people like, oh, it's disgusting. You can say whatever. But what I saw on this set, bro, man, this shit is fire.
Really?
It's so good. It's so true. It's so honest. It's so comedy. You know what I'm saying? It's so not like fuck you or anything, but like, guess what? The same thing I said earlier, them lemons to lemonades.
Yeah.
The best comedian, bro, you know, the darkest it get, the craziest it get, it's gonna make you dig deeper to find that shit. And he does it, bro. He does it. Some of it is cringy. I didn't even know what that word was until these Joe Rogan fans. I didn't even know what cringe. I was like, cringe is like the N-word. You just cringe me, cringer hater. You know, but it was so dope to see a comic work out at that level with the circumstances of people being critical, passing judgment, and everything. It's like it's a microphone job show.
Man, I
And
wish.
anytime you got Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock over here looking like this is fire. He bodied it, man.
Oh man,
I don't know what platform he's going to use to get it out or whatever, but
It's gonna be it's gonna be dicey, I'm sure. I mean, I can't imagine there's gonna be. I don't know. I mean, maybe people see the material and be like, "This is what comedy is you go through drama." You know, maybe that's what'll happen to Ari is he'll go through this dark spot, you know, and come out and write a special called "I Could Have Had a Career."
but the thing is about the,
I tried to ruin it myself.
But see, you like it's a tough thing, and it's funny you say that. But I don't know too much of Ari, but I don't know of him.
Have you ever met him?
I think I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
but I don't talk to too many people, just period.
Yeah.
But you know, to make certain comebacks, you got to be of a level of writing, performing, everything. I don't know of Ari being a fucking person that was just wrecking shop.
Louis C.K. was definitely
Wrecker.
The thing about Louis is when that all happened to Louis, all of us were like, I can't wait to hear his insights on this.
Right, for sure. You know it.
Yeah.
The only real comics, you know, it's like this. Oh shit, because that's how. As much as people enjoy what we do, it's therapeutic for us.
It's the same with Chappelle.
A real comic. You let them be away from stage for 2 or 3 weeks. They start like, I want to get away from my family.
Oh,
I want to
man.
get away from my kids. We built for this. Dave Chappelle, this motherfucker. When I wrote with him, he'd do it the hat trick at the Improv. It's like I gotta go on stage. Those are the people that can rebound from certain things.
Yeah.
Those are the people that could go to Africa and leave $50 million and come back and kill it. I remember one time Dave told me a story. He said, man, shit, when I left Chappelle's show, he said, I was broke. I only had $4 million in the bank. I was like, your broke level is a whole different. When I say broke, nigga, I mean that savings account is lit in my pocket, but he was like, I only had like 4 million.
It's funny because I get shit from my friends. They go, so you like go out after the shows and hang out? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I go, and then I saw you guys and I go, Chappelle was standing on a bar fucking like in South Carolina. Like, why is it like that I look like I'm like, oh, I'm going out with the fans, I'm gonna go party tonight. But Chappelle does it every fucking night.
I mean, but you know what? It's just like what we do makes people feel good.
Man, I believe.
So if we create that, why not bask in it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes you feel like, okay, let me just go to my room. But sometimes you just want to be out because like when we touch, we go out, we make people feel good.
Dude,
you know, they want to touch, they want to just be that. And
going
that's what
to
we
a bar
need.
and seeing Bill Murray and Dave Chappelle at a bar.
I know it was like people was like, but you get it was some no fucking way.
There's a lot of that.
No fucking way. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Kobe Bryant. You know it's gonna be a couple of motherfuckers in there. Yo, what's up with Dave? Dave Chappelle. He's gone. He's gone. Donnell Rawlings. You know what? You know what Ari should do? He should go on Cameo now, son. He should do cameos. He should do cameos. Like, yo, he should do cameos. And like, you want to wish death on somebody? Like, Andre Johnson. Like, yo, Ari's about to make $1 million doing cameos. Yo, give me that death cameo, motherfucker. Tupac Shakur. Already gone. Can't monetize that. Yo, Ari, if you listening, that's the next thing, bruh. Go cameo on these motherfuckers.
Go
son.
Cameo. Oh, that's
Kobe Bryant. It's so fucking wrong, but it's so. Yo, man. Our job is to make people feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You got to shock motherfuckers, and those are cool people to like, whatever. But it's nothing like, I'm going to tell you, when our job is the most important, it's not when people want to laugh, it's when people need to laugh. That is when our job is the toughest, Bert. Even when my podcast, right? When the Kobe shit cracked, the night before, I was with Dave. Late, like I'm already fucking drained.
Yeah.
I'm already beat. And then the Kobe shit, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, people, you so used to me being fucking funny, man. But there's nothing that feels funny in my bone, in my body right now. Nothing feels funny. I say, but we got to snap out of it. Because when we don't feel funny, we're unemployed.
Yeah.
We're done. 1, 2, 3, 4 bad sets in a row. What the fuck happened to Bert? He lost it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to maintain a certain energy. And when I did that podcast, it's The Tears of the Clown, it was one of my favorite podcasts because people got to see another side of me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to bash Ari, but what I was trying to explain to him, was explain to anybody, not just him, any comic, like there's a way you can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Have some class with it. Like even with that, as dark as the subject matter was I was talking about, I wasn't even looking for the comedy.
Yeah.
It came there.
It'll show up.
And that's what, when you know, you've had nights where you had a show and somebody come up to you and they start off like this. It's hard to make me laugh. And you like this, here we go with the bullshit. You know, you're like, okay, I know what you're about to say, but it's hard to make me laugh. And I just lost my aunt a week ago. And I didn't want to come out. But I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
Because you took me away from that.
Dude.
And I think that's what our job should represent.
Our neighbor, Jeannie Turbo, lost her dad. This is probably got to be like 3 years ago now, like 2 years ago. And I don't know. I got lost in like comedy of like, what is comedy? Comedy's just doing the road and making money, trying to sell tickets. I don't know where I was. But I did a show out at Flappers, and my wife and a bunch of friends came out to see it. And she came up to me the next day and she goes, I haven't laughed since my dad passed. And like, I've been really obsessing about it and thinking about it and down in the dumps. Last night was the first time that I forgot about it and just laughed. And I can't tell you how powerful that was. And I was floored. I was like, oh, I forgot that there are also people that need to laugh.
100. But see, you got a heart. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that was somebody else and it came in to say, I just lost my dad, they'd be like, Dad is gone.
You doing
I know there's some
Ari's
good stories
fucking
in somewhere.
voice is so fucking funny. That might be the funniest the impression of him, because that was such a weird way that,
Yo, it was like the warm-up fucked me up, son. Like, then he made sure he had the right shit in the background.
The only thing that would have been funnier is if someone had been walking behind him and heard what he said and then like, wait,
and
what
punch him in his motherfucking mouth. That'd have been funny as shit.
Dude, you're in a basketball arena.
And that's another thing, man. Now you gotta not only you gotta deal with fucking hecklers at your show, you gotta deal with somebody that's a real diehard fan that don't. I heard motherfuckers like this. I'll do the 20 years.
I heard the Crips had a hit out on him.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Oh yeah, I mean there is no way he's on any market. He's in LA for a while.
He's not going to be.
He's going to be Nancy Scott. Nancy Scott is always that one person on the list at the comedy store. You're like, who the fuck is Nancy Scott? You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm like this.
Who the fuck's Nancy Scott? I never heard her.
I remember one time I looked at the list. I was like, oh shit, oh bangers, Nancy Scott. I'm like, who the fuck is Nancy Scott? But you know who Nancy Scott is. I think everybody knows who Nancy Scott is.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, he's not going to be coming to LA for a while, I don't think.
Nah, it's just, man, shit, man. It's just unfortunate, man. It's just unfortunate. But you want to.
Did you see his tweet? Were you with Dave when you saw his tweet?
No.
Oh.
No, I was coming. I just left Dave. I was in the airport. Everything happened for me on the way from the airport to going home.
Oh, really?
Yep, everything happened for me. And I was like, and it was just like, and I didn't want to go bash a comic. It just fucked with me so bad.
Yeah, I obviously I've been friends with Ari for 20 years.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an uphill battle, to get through this a little bit. I think you'd be shocked. I think people have made. I think things have been bigger and people got through them easier, or at times.
I don't count anybody out.
I don't count. No, I definitely don't count him out. But I think he's wise and just kind of sitting back in the cut and just letting it kind of blow over. And
but then like right now, like this is like you don't have to have. It's got to be something that's transition from how people feel about you or how you want them to feel. You know what I mean? It's like you have to address it, and then it's going to be tougher now because now you're writing whatever. Now you got to come. You got to come hard. You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I think he should. What's really bums me out is that the special he was working on.
Let me hit that joint, son.
Was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, really funny. And I think he should shelve that and do a special where he talks about all the times. I mean, this isn't the first time he's tried to sabotage his career. Like, this is like the fifth. This isn't the first. Drugging me is not even the top of the list. When drugging your friend in front of his children. So he should do a impression
of himself. Yep, my career should have been gone a long time ago.
He should go.
23 years ago, y'all been putting up with this shit.
He should do an hour special. Not now.
An ashtray?
But no, it's just a wait.
Where the ashtray, son?
I don't know. Do you have an ashtray? There should be one right up there. He should do a special where he talks about all the shit he's gotten into and all the shit he's done. Like, he threw a cup of piss on someone's face. Like, he's done.
But it's gonna be so much that's a tough one, bro.
It's gonna be.
He got to find. It's like some independent shit. I don't know what he's gonna do, but
it'll be interesting. I told Tom and I said he should just get a fucking computer, go somewhere where they don't like basketball, and write a book.
Bro, I know you got it. I'm telling you, son. What I said is the real shit, son. Cameo, son.
Cameo is not a bad idea.
Yo, Cameo, yo.
Who's got it worse right now? Ari Shaffir or Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh, Tekashi's all right right now to the come. No, Ari.
Yeah.
Ari. Yeah, yo, Ari got it. Yo, Tekashi. Because see, Tekashi 6ix9ine, mark my word, when he's released, he's going to be the highest paid hip hop artist in the business.
No way.
I said it here. He's going to break all type of streaming records and everything, because the people don't understand is like the streets are fucked up with him, but the streets aren't the ones that the real gangster dudes, they not streaming shit. The reason why I said it because he's a troll, and those kids like that. They like that engagement.
Yeah.
And then like the narrative has been set like, what would you do? He was fucking his baby mom and everything. So people already made a excuse for him. They already made an excuse like, fuck that.
Oh, wait, the guys he snitched on was fucking his baby's mom?
That's one of the rumors.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's one of the rumors. I can't say that for sure, but
Yeah.
that was one of the rumors. They was plotting against him. It's a lot of stuff. But the people that support Tekashi 6ix9ine ain't real niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They not gangbangers.
Yeah.
So
The people buying his records are not.
no,
Like, so
no,
what?
the
who's-
people that are fascinated with him, but majority of those people, they fascinated with the troll. They're fascinated with the social media aspect of it. They're fascinated with his story. They're gonna follow. They want to hear. They want to hear him talk shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch what I say. He's gonna have a deal. He's still young. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if he's doing right now, he's writing his future.
Well,
He's writing
when
his
you think
future.
about it, who Ari alienated is not whoever was going to go see him do stand up.
Right.
Who
That's
liked,
what I said. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like the people that know, like what I said was, he's not gonna get no new fans.
Yeah.
But his old fans, it's the motherfucking
that
Trumpies.
Trump.
It's like he gonna ignite the motherfuckers.
This podcast is also brought to you by Fiverr. Let's talk about finding the right freelance talent for your project and or business, which I am doing all the time. I know that finding the right freelancer can be time-consuming, frustrating, and outright expensive. Where do you go to find the talent? How much is it going to cost? How are you going to be certain that they can deliver? Well, thanks to Fiverr, finding the right freelancer doesn't have to be a struggle. I've been looking for a copywriter, or not a copywriter, a graphic designer nonstop. And so sometimes I will just throw it out there on social media. Hey, I'm looking for a guy to do this. You get back the artwork, you like it. And as soon as you like it, they know they got you on the line and they go, it's $1,500. And you're like, God, never mind. And the guy's like, how about, and you're like, no, I thought I should have just gone to Fiverr. Fiverr's marketplace helps you get more done with less. Fiverr connects businesses with freelancers who offer hundreds of digital services, including graphic design, copywriting, web programming, film editing, and much more. Find what you're looking for instantly. You can search by the service, the deadline, the price, read reviews, and more. You'll know exactly what you're paying for up front. No negotiating needed. 24-hour customer service and quality talent that you can count on. Sellers have worked with some of the most influential brands in the world. Finding the talent for your project has never been easier. Review sellers' ratings, buyer feedback, and select the right freelancer based on your budget. That is the key right there. Take 5 and check out Fiverr and get 10% off your first order by using my code Bertcast. It's so easy. Don't waste any more time and get the service you deserve by going to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Use the promo code Bertcast. Fiverr. It starts here. Hey, is Trump still president? He did
What's
not
the
get
count?
impeached? Are you serious?
Told you. I knew it.
Trump got acquitted? For real? Shut up.
Man.
So it's over?
So
Shut
is
the
this
fuck up. Oh, let
And
me
so
see that
is this-
joint. Let me
so-
see that
so-
joint.
So is this election. Man, they can't fuck with him. They ain't got no answer. That's like a motherfucker, you know the hood that can fight. You know that you don't want to fight him, you don't got no answer for him. You know,
Jesus Christ.
There's no answer for him. There's no answer for him. It's so interesting now. Like, I don't like to watch. I'm sick of CNN and Fox. But you want to have
Oh,
an entertaining day? Just when the story breaks, just watch the channels, each one how they report it.
Oh.
It's always CNN is always like CNN always looks sad, like
Yeah.
and Fox always looks like Kobe Bryant.
you can't do that.
Yo, yes, yeah.
I need that
Yo,
audio
yo.
isolated. I need that audio isolated so I can put it as Ari's ringtone.
Yo.
And if you guys want that audio, I'm gonna tell you what. We'll put it up on the Ring store so you can get that for Ari's ringtone.
Yo, I'm telling you, he gonna do cameos, son. He gonna
Oh.
do cameos. But I'm glad you said earlier that I'm on my podcast, the 10th episode, the last one for me, Tears of a Clown. Like I was saying earlier, I think that's the one where people finally get to know me, because I've done a lot of interviews. I did the Breakfast Club. I did Sway in the Morning. Breakfast Club, I don't know what them. You got to say no homo the whole show. The whole show. It's like when I'm around you and Bobby, son.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I would like, and you like, I'll be like, no homo. It don't register, son. You just feel like, what are you talking about, motherfucker? But that last episode of Donnell Rawlings show, I feel like I got more in touch with my audience. I think they got more in touch with me, and I'm excited to see where this whole podcast world takes me, man, because I'm on it hard. Bro.
You're going in the right direction. Everything you're doing is right. Like you've got such a young man spirit. I think I'm the same way. We're older guys, right, but we have such a young man spirit where it's like it's still fun to pull out your phone and videotape stuff. Yeah, like when Chappelle, you guys trying to do that intro for the Wu-Tang Clan, it was so funny that you just see two friends fucking around.
Yeah, having fun.
Yeah,
and that's what it was. It was so funny because we talked about it. I was like, yo, they want us, and I came up with that. They wanted us to do some type of intro, right? And RZA wanted me to be at Radio City Music Hall, but I was with Dave.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, if they could do something funny. It was my idea because everybody calling me the interrupter.
Yeah.
I was like, Dave, because trying to get Dave to do anything, because he's so busy, and then like anything he does, it can make somebody money instantly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to, even with friends and everything, you have reservations about the things that you.
Let me tell you something. I mean? When you talk about Dave, I think of Joe. Because like I don't ask Joe anything.
Right.
I don't I never ask anything of him. I go I'll hit him up when my special's about to drop and go, hey, can I get on the podcast?
Right.
But for the most part, I don't because Joe's also so generous that if you say something like I remember talking about a grill one time, and then he was like, I'll just send you one. And you're like, no, you don't have to do that. And he's like, well, no, I'd rather just. I know I have a connection. They have the best grills. I'm gonna set you up with the guy. And then you all of a sudden you're like, so you got to be careful because you don't ever want him to go. Okay, here Bert comes with his hand out.
Yeah, and then I'm the same way with Dave. I got this great idea. You know, even with that said, I know RZA was suggested it, but I was like, I don't want to. But I know how connected he is with it. It was just the whole thing. I was like, man, they already talking about him to interrupter. I said, it would be so dope. I was like, we could do it simple.
Yeah. I can't believe he went through all the names of the fucking Wu-Tang Clan like that. I could never do that.
That was the second take. yeah, we forgot one, and some Wu members was mad. They was like, there was two versions of it, right?
Yeah.
But it was like just kind of because Dave was about to go to some Andrew Wang
event,
right? So I'm like this. I don't want to be the dude to be like, hey, Dave, could you do this? I said, but it meant a lot to me because it's Wu-Tang at the same time. And I finally pinned him down. And I was like, we're going to do it like this. You just start doing it, and I'll interrupt it. And then we just come together on Method Man at the end. And it was so clean and so smooth.
Perfect.
For us to do it from the phone, and then for them to play it at Radio City Music Hall, and somebody sent me the video of the reaction of it. And like Dave, of course, Dave gonna get a huge laugh. You see Dave face first.
Yeah.
And then when I pop up, motherfuckers like, oh shit, son. Yeah. But that's, people always like he is like one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like,
yeah.
Like we talk, we've family vacation together. We've been to funerals together. We've been to weddings together. We cook together. You know what I'm saying? We cry together. It's like, as much when people like, oh, like that is a good motherfucker. He one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
I tell him that. I tell him all the time. I say, I don't take anything for granted, And it's not even about opening for him, working with him. The dude is just a good motherfucker to know. Never hear him say one bad thing about anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've met him. I only met him. I didn't even meet him really. I was at the Dayton Funny Bone getting paid, and he just came in the office. You know how you're supposed to be alone when you get your check?
Yeah.
And he just walked in, and all I saw was the skin color, and the only black people at the Dayton Funny Bone at the time were working in the kitchen. And I was like, what's this?
That's how it was when we went to go see Louis C.K. It was me, Chris Rock, and Dave was probably the only fucking, it was Trumpy looking as shit up at that motherfucker. It was muddy boots everywhere, son.
I literally was like, who's this kitchen dude just walking in the middle of me getting paid? And he was like, and then you just hear his fucking voice. I've always said this, It's hard to explain to you because I don't think you'll ever see it this way. But seeing Dave Chappelle as a comic in a comedy club is kind of like seeing a great white shark.
It is.
Like you just go, oh shit. I know it exists, but you don't see them. You've seen sharks.
And then imagine like what it does to your work ethics. Like we've been touring hard probably for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Hard body. And to see a motherfucker flip 5 sets.
Well, he's always had that really prolific
He already on one.
writing.
I would yo, you know what that do to you? You start balling your shit up. It will force you to step your game up. Because there's nothing like being on me personally, being on the road with somebody for a while and they ain't never trying to find something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like testing themselves as much as we work stuff out of them clubs. When you a real road rat, you working it out. The little short spots, you working it out when you doing your hours and shit.
Yeah.
You got to find that place. And his work ethics make me I already go hard, but I'm like, God damn, it's another level of going hard.
Oh, it was funny, man. He came in and he was just bullshitting, like smoking a cigarette, having a Heineken. And he was like, he said something. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to write, man. I feel like I got no material. And it was like the first grounding moment where I was like, oh, that's right. We all got to write the jokes. Like he doesn't just get them delivered at his front door because he's Dave Chappelle. He's got to write them.
We got to write the jokes, but we got to live the life too. Because you know how you feel like you get jammed up. I ain't creative. You like, I need a scene or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to go somewhere that's going to, one, I can have fun and it's going to spark.
Yeah.
Something got to get sparked.
I think that's why I like going out. And that's why I like hanging out with my family because I think most of the material I write.
Man, that's the best hang gang you could ever have, bro.
Dude.
It's like, and I have a small, I just family, bro. Family, man. Like, It's like Michelle Wolf, when we were on the road, because the Kobe stuff was fresh to all of us. And she said, Donnell, watching this and seeing this backstory, she said, this is the first time I felt like I wanted to have my own family.
Oh, wow.
You know? And that's a tough thing for a woman that's at a certain point in their career, especially with women. Like, men, we can I had my son later in life. Women, they got a certain window to do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They got a certain window
And
to do
every single one of them has to make that call. I watched Taylor Swift's documentary and she's like, I mean, do I want to have a family? Like my next 2 years are already planned out.
Right.
I've already got 2 years of touring. Like, what am I going to do? And you think to yourself, even Taylor Swift's like, fuck, am I going to have a family?
Yeah. And that some of them, the one thing that just not the struggles of women, but just have to, they like, when they get career oriented, it's different risks for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm going to be so much into my career to be so successful. I don't have time for it. But then one day it's going to hit like, oh shit, do I have time for it?
Yeah.
Now, but with us.
But I put you and Bill Burr in the same category. You guys both probably at the same age decided, I think I'm ready to have kids now.
Yeah.
And you had kids and you're like, that's where we're at.
It wasn't that I decided. I finally hit a bullseye, son. When my lady said she was pregnant, I was like, by who, bitch? I was like, not this nut. I didn't know it was an age requirement to hit that egg, son. I thought them sperms had to be young, son. That was just my joint straight. I know it just like
a walker up there.
Yeah. All it takes is one. I got a beautiful baby boy off of that motherfucker old nut.
Oh, God damn it, man. Do you bring him out on the road with you at all?
He's been on the road. He's like, only nice places.
Yeah.
You know, like the good spots. He went, it's so funny because
Here, pull him
when
up.
I'm on the road, he's like, he can tell I hate packing around him. So once he see me pack, he's like, Daddy, where you going? I said, I'm going to work. He started crying. I was like, why you crying? He said, because Daddy, I want to go to work. I want to tell Wokes with you.
Wokes?
He can't say joke. He said Wokes. He doesn't,
because he's young and he's woke.
He's young, yeah. Yeah. He said, I want to tell Wokes. And I couldn't say, you ain't got no Wokes. I was like, so do you have any Wokes? He said, yeah. I said, what? He said, caca. And he looked at me like he just ripped the shit, right? He said, caca. I was like, that's the only woke you got? He said, nope. I said, what's your other woke? He said, that's the 2 jokes he wrote in his life.
Yeah.
His 3 years of life. 3.5 years at the time. 3. Right? So that's his joke. Kaka and woke. So I was at the Montreal Comedy Festival. He came up. And he came behind stage. And he's behind the stage. The audience can't see him. He can't see the audience. He's on the side. But he can hear the audience laughing. I can see him. I'm on stage, Bert. I'm showing off. It's my son right there. He looking.
Yeah.
And he looking at me like, I know he don't curse, but if he curse, I know he was like, this motherfucker's killing this shit. I just know that would be his voice.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he was like this, grabbing his shit like, oh shit.
Oh.
He looking at me like, oh shit. And I'm killing it. And then I said, yeah, I said something. I said a joke. I said, Kaka. Right? I said, Kaka. He looked at me like, did this nigga just steal my shit? Yo, he looked at me, looked at his mom like, you do here with him?
Oh, that's great.
Yo, he looked like, I swear, Bert, he looked at me like, he was a joke hater after that. He wasn't even laughing at my shit no more. He was looking at me like this. Like he was upset, right? And I brought him on stage. A lot of times I bring him on stage. I brought him on stage and they was like, oh, this is my son, Austin. And they was like, oh, I picked him up. And he's looking at me in my face like this, right? I picked him up. I said, Austin, you got a joke? He said, yeah. I said, what? He said, and I'm looking at him like, Kaka. But he looked at me like, motherfucker, I was going to do Kaka.
You already took it.
Yo, you already do that. They're going to be like, we stealing material. But the times that he's come on stage, man, he is not afraid of that microphone.
Oh, yeah.
He is not afraid of that microphone. He's not afraid of looking at the audience. And, you know, that's any parents probably, you know, dreamed it for your kid to at least like what you do.
Yeah. Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
At least
yeah.
like it. You know, like, I'm not going to do it, but I see
Yeah.
that's what it is.
My daughters came up on stage with me when I was they were both alive, so they both could walk. And Georgia, they were in their pajamas, and I was at the Irvine Improv, and they just both ran up on stage in the middle of my set. So I grabbed them both. I got it's blurry because that's what cameras were like back then.
Right.
But I got a blurry picture with both of them. And then Georgia was like, can I tell a joke? And I was like, yeah. So she grabbed the microphone and goes, why did the chicken cross the road? And everyone goes, why? And she goes, why did the chicken cross the road? And they go, why? And she goes, why did the chicken cross the road? And they go, why? And I go, guys, that's the only part of the joke she knows. She's an alternative comic.
Yo,
it gets a huge fucking laugh,
Oh,
right?
my God.
And she looks at me like, we're killing it, right, Dad?
Yeah, because only, like, when I used to be on stage, a couple times he just grabbed the mic and I was behind him like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all not going to fucking, yo, I didn't do like this.
Yeah.
And one time, and this is why I hate Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross. Yo, Ari, I'll pay for you to cameo Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross. So my son, he came to the Hollywood Improv. He went on stage and they was laughing. They was laughing. He's cute. He's adorable.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a joke. He started singing the Paw Patrol song, right? And I just wanted to post it like, yeah, father, like son, he's on stage, whatever. Everybody's just posting awes,
Yeah.
all love, hearts, all that shit, right? My fucking timeline is filled with emotions, right? Jeff Ross bitch ass puts the kid has no timing. My son didn't read that. I read it, right? Yo, he said the kid has no timing, right? Bert, when I tell you it was game on for a week straight, yo, Bert, me and Bearded was memeing the shit out that motherfucker, son. Yo, I was like, give me some more. We had him being gay. We had him looking pregnant. We went hard on them goddamn memes. And finally he said, okay, Donnie, it's over. You win. I would follow him. I would fucking go to I would go to goddamn roast battles and just heckle him and run out.
Oh.
He said my son had no timing. My son has timing, motherfucker. Fucking hating ass Jeff Ross. I know not to fuck with Jeff. Anytime I've seen people roast.
Yeah.
But this is when I knew this motherfucker has no spine. Spineless. We were at one of them USO tours with the Wounded Warriors motherfucker. You know, the one leg motherfuckers
Yeah.
and the burnt up motherfuckers and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
but you can't if you got a wounded warrior, you got to show what they wounded off of. You know, you can't have a wounded warrior trying to get money and you can't see he only got a half a leg. You got to tell him to wrap that shit up. And it was a dude, and he goes. I've done some function with him. He got it hit by a mime or burnt up or something like
Hit by a mime?
a mine or something.
Oh, mine.
You know, they jump on mine. You know what I'm saying? It was like something happened where he got burnt up bad, son.
Yeah.
And they was like, anybody want to go roast? And the burnt nigga, right? I don't know what do you say? He was burnt. He a burnt nigga.
Yeah.
The burnt nigga came on stage like, I was like, oh man. I'm looking at Jeff like, I know this motherfucker ain't gonna, man, fuck that, don't do it, right? Jeff looked at him and said, whoa, look like you already been roasted. I was like, this motherfucker is, you don't want to fuck with that dude, son.
Yeah.
That dude don't care about your mother. He don't care about anybody. And he didn't even, it was like he couldn't wait for the burnt motherfucker to come up there. And he fucking killed that shit.
Yeah, Jeff loves that roast shit.
That's his shit.
I can't do roast shit. It hurts my feelings.
I can't do it because I'm the same way. And I know I will get violent. I just tell people, don't invite me like, hey, I'm having a roast. I was like, what you want me to do? Come drink?
Yeah.
You know, because I can't do it.
I can't do it. They asked me to do one of them on
And I
at
grew up
Montreal. And I was like, nah, man.
And
that's
then like, I don't like the contrived, like, it's contrived. It's like, boom, you get a joke, boom. Like, I grew up in DC, we call it joning. Joning, man, you just look at a person up and down and you just destroy them.
just go hard on them.
Just go hard on them. It's like, it's not like, oh yeah, they're going to come back with this. You might have one or two, your mama so, but for the most part, you just ruined the motherfucker by, looking at them. But this shit, I saw it in Montreal. They tried to get me to do it. I was like, I don't want to do it.
No.
Because if I get mad, all bets are off.
They did it. They got Ralphie to do it, and Ralphie didn't prepare any material. He just thought, I'll just go.
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
you're gonna get hit by them assassins.
Oh, he got.
Yo, they got the
destroyed.
motherfuckers that just all year they just do roast. But the key roasting is, you just got to keep going at a motherfucker.
Dude.
You got you got to keep hitting them. If you give motherfuckers time to respond, I'm gonna be the interrupter. I'm just gonna, but I don't like it.
That's so crazy, man. That's like, I watched Ralphie get roasted, and the guy that roasted him, I forget who roasted him, but man, fucking destroyed him.
But who's that motherfucking wheelchair nigga that be killing on a roast battle?
I don't know.
He's always every Tuesday. I forget his name. He's smoke. He's a beast.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I follow.
He got this joint. The hand. What?
The muscular dystrophy?
Yeah.
Or cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy. Yeah,
Joe?
he got.
Joe Urel.
He's an animal, son.
Really?
He's an animal. They be tearing him up. And I'm like this, y'all playing too fair. Because his setup, it takes a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But when he hits it, and you could tell he loves it. He's a beast at it. I've seen him just destroy him.
So are you going to have guests on your podcast?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, but right now, the funny thing about it, when I first started thinking about doing it, I was like, I don't like to ask people for anything.
No,
So
I'm the
it's
same
going to,
way.
you know what I mean? I'm like this, it's going to have to be I'm going to have to learn how to do it by myself.
That's the brilliant way to do is learn how to do it by yourself. And if you can have a guest on, have a guest on.
Yeah, and I want them to come from me. Eventually I'll have guests, but I wanted to do it by myself. I wanted to be able to do it with somebody else. But the first time I ever tried it, I got so nervous, son. I quit. The first time I ever tried a podcast, I quit.
Really?
The first 10 minutes, I started looping. I'm not used to talking to myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have nobody to talk to. Ain't no immediate response.
I see, yeah.
And I just said, fuck it, man. And I had everything. I had green screen. I had shit. I was going to put everybody podcast into one. I said, I'm going to take a little Bert's, take a little Theo's, take a little, sprinkle a little Rogan on it, give them a little motherfucking Dalia. I was going to just have everybody shit.
Yeah.
10 minutes, I quit, son. I said, I'm out of here, right? The producer said, where you going? I said, I quit.
Yeah.
He said, you can't quit. I said, whose podcast is it? He said, it's yours. I was like, then I quit, nigga. And you fired, motherfucker. It's over. And then I finally did it. But it's going to be guests. It's going to be me by myself. I really want to like go on the street because I do a lot of man on the street stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to just, I keep explaining to people it's a podcast, but basically it's a reality show about a podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
That's the dopest shit. I'm like, I made my first $100 over the weekend.
Really?
And I know that don't sound like a lot, but for me, it was like, you know how a store opens
Yeah.
and you put that first dollar bill you made?
Fuck yeah.
I was like this, oh shit. I was like this, it's about to be on, son. I said, I'm about to do what the white boys been doing. They been keeping it a secret like a motherfucker, son. I was like, boy, that 100 popped up. I was like this. The reason why it was so exciting for me because I had the idea. I got pushed. Joe pushed me. A couple other bearded pushed me.
Yeah.
People were supportive of it. Even when I talked to you about it, even before you were one of the first people I was talking like, what do you got to do, Baba? And you gave me some good advice, right? But I was like this, okay, you seeing the fruits of your labor. Like, I'm like, now I get it.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
You know?
when this podcast started making money and then they planned it out, like they booked my year with ads and I went,
Oh shit.
I was like, I just made my travel. I remember my business manager was like, hey, you just made your travel channel money from your podcast. And I went, shut up. He's like, yeah. And he goes, and you got a tour. He was like, you're going to be able to tour and you're going to double the money you made last year.
Rogan told me straight up, my whole thing, I got a young son.
Yeah.
He told me straight up, and I'm going to say, you can say what they want, but this white boy was throwing me some jewels, right?
Yeah.
Rogan told me, because young son, been on the road for a while, I want to spend more time with him. I had a great relationship with my father, but now that he's gone, I don't have all the memories I think I should have. I need to come off the road, but that's the only place I eat.
Hell yeah.
So you can't just say, I'm not going, then you ain't got no money.
Yeah.
So, and then, like, I told him, I said, man, I want to come out the road. I said, I got to reintroduce myself to Hollywood. I got to see if I can get on a show or something, blah. He looked at me, he was like, start a podcast. And I was like, nigga, I ain't know. I'm like, podcast, man. I told you I need to get some money. Then I looked at his compound in his studio. I was like, maybe.
Did you see what they projected his earnings as?
I don't even hear.
It was out yesterday. They say he makes $30 million a year off of this podcast.
Man, listen.
I think that's light, to be honest with you. I think he makes more.
Yo, I'm like this. I'm like, not just the money part of it, but he made it sound so simple.
It is.
It is. I know. You know
The
what?
way his brain works, it's simple.
But he even laid the plan. I said, because I didn't have a lot of subscribers. I was like, what'd I do? He's like, do the podcast. He said, you come on my show. He already told me I'm doing your show. He's this. He's like, you do Bert's, you do everybody. But I was like, this is the fucking unity I want in the hood. Yeah. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't knocking my race or anything. Like, that motherfucker laid it out. It's like, this how we gonna get you some money, Donnell. And it's not like I don't get money, but I wanted, like you said, I wanted a different way. I want to be able to control my own schedule.
Yeah.
And like, look how free everybody, the goal is, I want to be Joe Rogan. But that is fruit is so high to hit that. But the inspiration and motivation, and you feel like you could find a place.
Dude, I'm cool with being Bert Kreischer right now. And I'm like, I'm nowhere near him, but I could just, if I needed to, I could just live off my podcast.
Right.
I don't need to do the road. Now, if I do the road, then I get to have nice things.
That gives you, it's just a different, like, and that's what my transition is right now.
Yeah.
That's why, I tell people, it's so hard for me. I do radio shows and I forget. Tell them about your podcast.
You're so good on
Tell them about the podcast.
shows.
Tell them this. I'm so not used to doing that, but it's really growing. The Donnell Rawlings show.
Dude, next time you go on fucking Breakfast Club, get them to subscribe to your podcast. People listen to that show.
Oh, I know.
Because that show, isn't just a urban show.
I know.
So many fucking white people listen.
But you know what? They got to give me a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go on the Breakfast Club, I got to fight all these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm tired of fighting them because they can't beat me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to win that. Like, you've tried, like, the joke, the prank, funny. So now I just fucked you up. You got a fucking ass and some balls as your prop. You gave that to another man. That don't make you gay, but it's gay shit.
Yeah.
And you've been putting your finger in the butt. That don't make you gay, but it's gay shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
and the last time I did Breakfast Club, I came up there with air horns. Every time Charlamagne's fit, I was fit. I was hitting him, roasting him. I ain't fucking with Yee because I love Angela Yee. That's my girl. But I gotta fuck with these two motherfuckers trying to clown me. I'm fucking them up. I do it so much, but now let's get to the real shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to the fact that I did The Degenerates and smoked that shit. Let's get to the fact that I did Monique's special and Friends. I smoked that shit. Let's go to the fact that I did Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I was in there for 10 seconds. I smoked the opening scene up. Let's get to this summer. Pixar has a movie called Soul. Jamie Foxx is the lead. First black person ever lead in a Pixar movie. I got something in that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the other shit. I could be silly with you all the time. Anytime. But at the same time, let me get my shit off.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with me. Let's play fair. When I do Ebros, it's a different interview. When I do Sway in the Morning, it's a different interview. But like Wu-Tang, I got different fighting styles. I could fuck you up on whatever one it is.
I'm glad you're doing this podcast, man. I think it's going to be really fucking
and
big
you're
for
sincere
you.
about it. Like every time, who have I talked to about my podcast? I'll talk to you, Joe, Theo, Chris D'Elia.
Tom?
Yep,
Segura? Yeah.
Tom. I talked to Angela Yee, Joe Buttons, and a couple of other people, but they all the sentiment is the same. Like, it's gonna be easy for you.
I'm telling you, it's perfect for you. It's so your personality. Yeah. And I guarantee you, I wouldn't be shocked if your best episodes were just you monologuing.
Yeah.
Just you talking, because you don't. I mean, I think you feel like you need someone to talk to, but your thoughts are so streamlined. Like when we were doing that show and you started talking about memories you didn't have with your father that you wanted to create with your son. Do something like all the our whole.
Yo, that as crazy as your show is.
Yeah.
And as crazy you are. I knew me doing your show, it was gonna be some crazy shit, right? But you don't understand. I didn't know. You don't understand. Because at first, they was like, this is just reality of the whole process. Oh yeah, they gave me the short version, right? It's like they was like, yeah, you're gonna be hanging out with Bert's gonna take some of his friends out, right? You guys are gonna go fishing and shit. I'm like, oh, I love fishing, right? Look, this is what I'm thinking, son. I'm like, we gonna go fishing. They was like, do you guys gonna chop it up? I was like, yeah. And they was like, it's gonna be me, you, and Bill Burr. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I originally.
That's who it was supposed to be.
That's what it's
and
supposed
then
to
Bill
be.
got the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I know. Then I'm like this. Yeah, I want to talk to Bill Burr about some shit anyway, right? I'm like, let's just go fishing and hunting, right?
You get there and it's Bobby Lee.
Yo, when I get there, son, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'll take a woo second. But when I got there, right, and I was like, I love Bill Burr. We go way back, right? We've had some issues, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I saw Bobby Lee. I was just like this. I saw Bobby Lee. I was like, oh.
It's going to be a long day.
I was like, it's going to be that motherfucker, you and him together?
Oh, dude. That's the funniest episode we shot.
But
that one, there's like, it's hard to put him in, but that one was so good because we ended up, the way it ended. I don't want to spoil it. I want people to see it.
But you know what? It was, I'm not going to spoil anything, but as crazy as you motherfuckers are, I never tried to like fuck the storyline up or anything. I knew what it was.
Dude, it was
you
perfect.
knew what it was.
It was perfect.
I'm like this. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I knew you so well. I was like, do this. He probably is not going to do this.
Right.
And they're like, perfect.
Right.
We need someone to comment. Okay. He's probably not. And then I said that last thing, the very, very last thing we did at the end of the night. Yeah. I go, I want him to do that. I'm gonna try to get him to do that because I think that'll be funny. Just watching.
We worked it out like at the end, like finally, they changed them. They flipped them over. But my moment for me was the when you made food.
Yeah.
That conversation, I like it, man. It's like, man, so when you're honest and real, Jules come. We got to a comfort zone, even with the cameras. We got to a comfort zone, and like I think that moment is going to, my opinion, make sense of the episode.
Yeah. Oh, the whole thing,
You know?
the way we're editing them now. I got to head over to an editing session right now. But the way we're editing them, we've got these crazy hilarious moments. But it's. I mean, I'm not to spoil the show, and it may change. I don't want anyone to get upset. But it's the podcast of us hanging that drives the story.
Bro, I already know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yo, I was like this. I'm a producer myself, right? I was like, they getting these pieces. I'm like this. The outside of the puzzle is already.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. You guys already did outside, now just getting in there. I know when we had a shot, I know when and I know how it's gonna drive. It's dysfunctional. It's everything, but I really, with each thing we did, the explanation of it, I see the storyline of it. I get it.
Yeah.
As chaotic as it is, you're like,
Oh my
that's what he was trying to say. But did he really have to do that to make that point? But it was like, I was saying to myself, when I did it, when I left here, I was like, the things I do for my motherfucking friends, son. Yo, I was like this. I was like, this motherfucker's out of control. I was like, out of control. But I said, I know he appreciated me, and it was fun.
Dude, well, I love you, man. I'm so happy for you doing your podcast.
Thank you, bro.
And I love following you on Instagram. You're one of my favorite
Appreciate
follows.
it. Yo, you know I still have you in my phone as Caucasian friend.
You know, I still got you as Donnell African American.
Yo, I'm saying you can't get no realer than that, son. The only thing is Caucasian friend, only one person pop up, son. So that's it. Yo, man, please, y'all, man, friend for years, dope motherfuckers. I'm just joining this podcast world and the Donnell Rawlings show. How do you say it? Subscribe to it and
rate, review,
subscribe.
give it a good positive review.
Give it a positive review. And it's streaming on all podcast platforms, right?
Yeah, you can get it anywhere. Anywhere you get podcasts, you can get your podcast.
You can get it.
Name of it's Too Soon.
No, the Donnell Rawlings show.
Donnell Rawlings show.
I was thinking about Too Soon, but I didn't just want to be connected to
It's better to have your name in it.
The Donnell Rawlings.
The Donnell Rawlings show. I love you, brother. Thank you for
Love
doing
you
this,
too.
man.
Thank you,
Fuck
man.
yeah.